Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. So today I'm going to go into the little bit more in detail about the basics of the Affliction Warlock. I just did a guide on the rotation, which is a good guide to check out. This one's going to be a little bit more in depth though. It's going to be a lot of things that I've learned that can make your gameplay just that much better. Your spells as an Affliction Warlock are very interesting, and they all work as one. As a Destruction Warlock, you know, I dot him up, I incinerate, I can flag and chaos bolt. Cool. None of them really help each other very much unless you're going can flag backdraft incinerates. But the dots are amazing. Like let's say this is the main thing people want to see, right? I'll go ahead and I'll dot this up here. Cool, I got the dots, right? I'm not nearly doing the damage that I should be doing simply because I do not have a proper stand with my dots. I have spells that are going to increase my dot damage by a lot. And if I'm not utilizing those spells, my dots are just my dots. They're not going to be as great, okay? So first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Drain Soul. PvE situation, it's your filler spell. Once all my dots are applied, I continue to Drain Soul until I need to refresh dots. PvP, it's a little different. I want to Drain Soul when I'm trying to burn down a target, but I want to be cautious that I don't get silenced. Because if I get silenced, I can't fear, I can't redot, I can't do anything because I'm silenced, and it silences all my spells because they're all shadow spells, right? So it's really devastating to me as an Affliction Warlock to get silenced if I'm casting that spell. But it's a great filler spell, and it makes you do so much more damage. Haunt. Haunt is another ability. Let's read it a little bit. 30% extra damage for 10 seconds on the target that you have the dots applied to. Now, because, check it out, let's go to talents real quick. Don't pay attention to any of these. Pay attention to this one. Your Haunt spell also increases the damage of your damage over time effects to all targets by 20% for 30 seconds. What this means is I can dot all these targets up. I can soul burn and then use Haunt soul burn. Because what happens is when I soul burn, let's check it out. Soul burn, I get a little glowing thing here. What I'm going to do is if I haunt the target, everything else that had dots are going to get that 20% buff. Check it out up here, right? Cool. So everybody that I do is going to get 20% extra damage. But if I have just a single target, I can go ahead and do another haunt and get another 30%. Drain Soul. When Drain Soul deals damage, it causes all of your damage over time spells on the target to instantly deal 50% of their normal damage. Another dot increaser. Haunt and Drain Soul are your 2 dot increasers that you need to be adding into your dot rotation. A lot of people think Affliction Warlock, let's dot everything up, everything's going to die, we're good to go. There's so much more to it than just the simple dispersions of dots. So what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dot my target up. I'm going to haunt. And I'm going to use this as a filler. And then when I'm ready, I'll reapply. Now, you have to make sure in PvP situations that these dots aren't getting dispelled. If they're dispelled, you need to reapply. So let's say I'm doing 3s, okay? Let's say I apply my dots on these targets. And then I go to the next target. And I apply these dots. Well, this guy could be dispelled. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to come back to the original target. Refresh. Soul burn. Haunt. Refresh everything again, making sure nothing's on. And like, you know, just because I'm talking, I kind of screwed up and I didn't have everything refreshed. But that's where it gets very complicated when you're doing a multi, which is amazing. because this is my hardest class to play, and I'm starting to understand it, and it's such an amazing experience. And that's why I want to show you guys the things that I have learned and the things that that might be able to help newer Affliction Warlock players, or maybe even new Warlocks that want to come to the Affliction Warlock and give it a shot. So that's pretty much the basics of the rotation that that you want to learn as an Affliction Warlock. Survival is a different thing. Survival is a whole different animal. When you're trying to survive a melee fight, your whole goal is to be using your teleports. Your teleports, your gateway. You know, you have your dark. You have this spell, which is your bubble, kind of, that prevents all damage for 8 seconds. But what it does is you're going to take a dot afterwards. That's, you know, not going to be too helpful, but it is what it is. Survival is a very hard thing for an Affliction Warlock. You can jet around and be okay, but once someone gets on you, man, there's really nothing you can do. PvP situations, you know, use your gates if your raid leader tells you to. Your teleports are always something for you to help you out. Don't forget to use your gateway, okay? Cooldowns, we all have cooldowns. Dark Soul is amazing for the Affliction Warlock. It increases your haste by 30%. That's one of your cooldowns you'll be using. You have your Doom Guard and things that you can be using too. Just real basic things that I'm just trying to go over. AoE situations, multi-dotting. Honestly, Seed of Corruption, I don't know about this spell. I used to use it a lot back in the day, but I just don't know about this spell very much anymore. I still think your dotting, your multi-dotting targets up with your Soul Burn Haunt is way better than you can do anything with your Seed of Corruption. So, all right, guys. I hope I didn't say too much information that might have confused you guys. If I did, just rewatch the video from the beginning, kind of see what I'm trying to get at. I'm making this video because I'm super excited, because I'm learning the class a lot better, and I want to share my information with you guys that are newer to the class. I've been there, I've done that, I've learned the hard way, I've been kicked out of raids, I've been kicked out of PvP because I was no good, and I hope I'm helping some of you guys out. Alright guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch some of my other videos. I just did a video on 6.2, the DPS rankings for all the classes. It was a really cool video, kind of shows you where all the classes are standing. It's probably going to be obsolete in the next couple weeks, so make sure to check it out now. And I'll talk to you guys soon.